Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Phil and welcome to Expo Aviation. Today's trip report is our flight from Phoenix Sky Harbor to Philadelphia with American Airlines. We arranged for the shuttle to take us to Terminal 4, where it was very busy at the drop-off zone, and once inside the check-in queue was enormous. There was easily 600 or 700 people there. However, unlike British Airways at Manchester, this was well managed, and within 25 minutes we were at the front and using one of the many self-service machines, and after dropping our bags off, headed for security. Despite the shutdown, the TSA line was very short. It took around 5 minutes from joining the queue to being x-rayed, with the added bonus that as a sniffer dog had checked us, we could keep everything in our bags and keep our shoes and belts on, which really sped things up. We would have a while to wait, as we had planned on a lengthy wait to get through both check-in and security, so made the most of it by going for a walk around the terminal and checking out all of the aircraft passing by. The highlight, of course, would be the lineup of Boeing KC-135 Stratotankers parked up outside the hangar for the Copperheads. Sky Harbor is one of the best airports I've visited in the US, although to be fair, it is a pretty short list. The Wi-Fi is free and it's pretty strong and stable. There is also an exercise route which goes the full distance around Terminal 3 and is actively advertised with this little pamphlet. We didn't do it though, as I was happy checking out the view outside. Our flight was scheduled to depart at 10:59, but it was pretty obvious that we were going to be delayed when the aircraft hadn't even arrived on stand by 10:35. Our aircraft today will be an Airbus A321-200, which was delivered new to US Airways in September 2013, making this bird a little over 5 years old. She arrived on stand at 10:43, and credit to the folks involved, boarding started at 11:05. Our seat area was clean and comfortable, and the legroom was good too. Boarding did take a while as this was a full flight, and a number of bags had to be chucked in the hold. We pushed back at 11:31 and taxied out to the runway whilst watching a manual safety demonstration. We would be departing from runway 7 left, meaning we would have to taxi past those juicy looking Stratotankers. Our takeoff was uneventful and straight out, with our routing being pretty much one straight line all the way to Philly. It was unseasonably cold this time of year, and as we cruised over New Mexico there was a lot of snow on the ground, rather than the desert I'd expected. There are no TVs on this aircraft, however it is fitted with wireless in-flight entertainment. There are no USB or plug sockets in economy though, so bring a power pack to keep your device charged. The IFE is fully free, however you do need to download a special app in order to get the most of the offerings. The TV guide in the seat pocket says that you need to download this on the ground, however on our flight at least it was possible to download that via the aircraft's Wi-Fi internet connection. Several Wi-Fi options are available. If you're a T-Mobile, or should I say T-Mobile customer, then Wi-Fi is free. A 1-hour pass is available for $12, but for a couple more you can get a full flight pass. A monthly plan is available too, which I guess would give you good value for money if you fly with American Airlines a lot. I would have shown you the IFE in full, however my phone didn't want to cooperate. For those who don't have the app, there was a small selection of TV programs on offer, which you could watch in your browser. Luckily, I was hooked with The Hunt for Red October, so carried on reading instead. The in-flight service began shortly after takeoff and would consist of a complimentary glass of a soft drink or water accompanied by a bag of pretzels. Snacks, sandwiches and wraps along with alcoholic drinks were available, however these were chargeable and cash payments are not accepted. There were 2 in-flight magazines on this domestic flight, American Way, which is the standard American Airlines magazine, and Nexos, which is a Spanish language magazine. It has a different content to the American Way, however it does contain all of the same information regarding terminal maps, fleet, route network and oneworld partners. The American Way ironically featured a several-page article giving an in-depth look at Phoenix. Given we were heading home, we'd missed the boat on that one. One thing I really appreciated was access to the American Airlines flight information via the onboard Wi-Fi. The site told me our arrival details and also which terminal and gate our flight back to England would depart from. This, combined with the terminal map provided in the American Way magazine, gave me all the info I needed to make a quick and surprisingly stress-free connection. A second drink service would come around halfway through the flight, with Dr Pepper being my choice both times. On the whole, I was very pleased with this experience with American Airlines. I know they seem to get a bad rep, but so far my experiences have been entirely positive. The check-in queue was massive, but extremely well managed, especially when compared to British Airways. The flight was delayed by close to an hour, but the aircraft was clean and tidy, with a comfy seat and ample legroom. The crew were friendly too. There was a complimentary soft drink, and while the IFE was a streaming service, it did have a good selection of programmes. All in all, this was a very enjoyable flight, and I would recommend American Airlines on this route. The flight itself was very uneventful. I enjoyed watching America down below, even if most of it was covered in snow. The sun was setting, and our descent into the city of brotherly love began with the light fading fast. It's a shame really that it was dark when we came in for landing, as the approach was pretty fun. There was lots of twists and turns. Had it been light outside, it would have looked pretty good. We were still running late and the crew asked passengers to remain seated to allow those with tight connections to disembark first. These calls were largely ignored, however. We were seated near the back and didn't mind waiting to get off, as we didn't need to rush given our 3.5-hour connection. After grabbing all of my gear and stepping off the Airbus, I followed the signs from Terminal C to Terminal A, where the next leg of my journey would await, but that video is for another day. I hope you enjoyed this trip report. I am trying to make these better, so please let me know what you think I could improve on for future trips. There are plenty more videos from this trip coming up soon, as well as future trips, so check back soon to see those, or better yet, subscribe to know when the latest videos drop. And as always, thanks for watching.